Slickpour. It's not just a dip powder, you can use it with acrylic and hard gel too. So Slickpour is technically our dip system, and I'm going to show you a couple other ways of using Slickpour. Now, I am going to start with our application of our traditional resin system, and I've got a nail that we've already prepped. So I've pushed back the cuticles, I've removed the shine, I've dusted the nail off, and with the traditional resin system, I'm going to use our step 1 prep. And this is going to help to cleanse that nail and give us just a nice clean dry surface to apply our product to. Now on the trainer hand it's not actually going to dry to a chalky finish again, but on a natural nail it will go back to that chalky look. So wait until it goes back to that chalky look, and then we're going to start. The color that I'm using for this nail is called Itty Bitty, and I'm going to grab our step number 2, which is base. Now, when you're working with the base, something that you want to notice is when you pull that brush out, you want to pull it straight out, and you're going to see a little nozzle right inside there. That's going to help to regulate the amount of product you pick up. This is a resin, it is a glue. So as you use this, if you get that resin on the threads outside the bottle or on the top, when you put that brush back in and you close that up, it's actually going to seal that bottle. So make sure that as you're working, when you lift that brush out of the bottle, that you don't just wipe that brush on the top. Lift that out, and if you need to remove any excess product, just bend the brush inside the bottle, and that way it's going to help to regulate the amount that you have on your brush. You're not going to get extra product over the top. So we're going to start with, again, just a traditional dip, quote-unquote dip application. And I've got my little scoop here. So we're going to start with 1 coat of the base, lifting my brush straight out. I'm going to brush that from cuticle to free edge. And you're going to do this for 1 nail at a time, because at this point we're going to take a scoop of the powder. We're going to sprinkle that up around the cuticle, down along those sides, and then just filling in the rest of that nail. And I tend to like to overdo it. Sprinkle a little bit more than what you think you're going to need. Give that product just a couple of seconds and let it absorb. Then you can tap off the excess. Now I am going to give this about a minute to dry, and then we'll come back and continue. This first layer is going to be dry enough to where you can dust off some of that excess powder. We'll go through with our second coat. Same thing, we're going to lift that brush straight out. We're going to apply a nice even coat all the way down the sides and then through the center. Now, before I go back into my bottle, I'm going to have just a little lint-free wipe next to me. If I need to, I can wipe that brush out if I feel like it picked up any of that extra powder, and clean that out before I go back into the bottle. We'll do a second coat of our powder. We're going to sprinkle that up around the cuticle, all the way down along the sides, and then through the rest of the surface, giving that a little bit of time to absorb, and then we're going to tap off the excess. If you do see any little areas where you might need a little bit more, you can go ahead and sprinkle to fill that in, and then just tap off the excess. Same thing, you're going to go through all 10 nails, give that second layer a little bit more time to dry, and then you can go back and dust off the surface again. After you've completed that second coat on all 10 nails, give it a little bit of chance to dry. Again, you can go ahead and dust off that excess. And then we're going to go to step number 3. This is our activator. This is what's going to help to dry that resin all the way through the nail. And we're going to brush on a coat all the way from cuticle to free edge, making sure we catch all of the areas. If you need to, again, you can wipe that brush out on your lint-free wipe if you do get a little bit of that powder residue in there. After you apply the activator, again, you're going to need to give it about a minute or so to fully set all the way through, but again, this is going to help to speed up that drying time. Once that nail is set, if you do need to do any shaping, any filing, any buffing, or anything like that, I like to use my 180 file buffer combo, and you can just go through gently, shape up your sides if needed, shape up your free edge. You shouldn't have a lot of filing to do, but if you need to, come across the top, smooth anything out, just using the file kind of around the edges here. And then I'm actually going to switch over to that 180 buffer side, just to smooth out the rest of that surface. Give it a quick buff. And you do want to be careful that you're not filing and buffing excessively because you don't want to file your product off. So just give it a quick smooth out just to make sure that there's no lumps or bumps or ridges or anything like that. All right, once you have it smoothed out, we're going to go back through one more time, dust that off, and then I'm going to take my top coat, and I'm also going to use my activator. So our steps 4 is our top coat, and step 3 is again that activator. Now, I'm going to take one more lint-free wipe, and we're going to apply a coat of the activator onto that nail. Make sure that you cover the whole nail. You're going to take that lint-free wipe and you're going to wipe off any excess activator. We don't want too much activator on there, so just kind of rub the lint-free wipe through there. Now, on a fresh lint-free wipe, I'm going to put maybe a little bit of swipe onto that lint-free wipe and have that setting right here. Because when we go into our top coat, again, the top coat is a resin, and if it does come in contact with that activator, it is actually going to activate the resin in the bottle. So we want to make sure that we're going to lift our brush straight up again. We're going to brush that top coat over all the way through. And then before I go back into the bottle, I'm going to wipe my brush on that lint-free wipe. And again, having that little bit of swipe on there will help to clean out that activator and that product from the brush. So that way, when we do go back into the bottle, it's not going to get that activator into the product, and it's not going to set your product in the bottle. So make sure that you are completely cleaning that out before you do go back into the bottle. So we've gone through with one top coat. Give that about a minute or so to dry. Again, by the time you get through that 10th nail, that first coat is going to be dry. You can take the brush and apply one more thin, even coat through the whole nail, and that's going to give you that smooth shine finish. Still make sure to wipe your brush on your lint-free wipe before you go back into your bottle. You're going to give that about 3 to 4 minutes or so to fully dry, and then you're going to be good to go. Now, one last technique I want to show you before I close up this bottle. This same thing with the base coat. So the base and the top coat are, again, both resins. If you do get any of that product around the threads, what I would recommend doing is taking a little bit of the onto the next polish remover and a lint-free wipe. Pump a little bit of that product onto the lint-free wipe, and then cleanse all the way around, and then cleanse the top of that bottle. That way, again, you're cleaning off any residue, so you're not going to put your brush back in there and seal that in. So just a quick little hint to make it a little bit easier. So for our second nail, we're going to be using our Slickpour with our Acrylic Monomer. Now, Slickpour technically is a dip product, but what that really means is it's actually a really fine acrylic powder. So you can use this with monomer and it's going to work just fine. So our second nail, I'm going to use one of our colors called Itty Blitz, and this is actually a glitter mix. So it has that really ultra fine acrylic, and it does have that glitter mixed into it. So you can actually use this as a colored acrylic. So what I'm going to show you here first is I've got a nail sculpted out, and it's just a very, very thin layer. So I haven't built up any structure. I just built out basically a very thin platform to do my design on. So with the Itty Blitz, I'm going to grab my monomer and I'll grab my acrylic brush here. And you're going to pick this up just like you would a traditional acrylic. So I'm using our traditional acrylic monomer. I'm going to tap out the back side of my brush. Now, as you're applying this, you only want to use it as the art and the design. You don't necessarily want to build up the whole structure of the nail. It's not necessary. And we're going to cap this with clear. So this way we're not going to end up filing off any of our glitter. So you can use it, like I said, just like you would a traditional acrylic. You can set that right at the cuticle. You can do glitter fades. You can do solid covers on the nail. So if you wanted to do maybe a glitter fade, you can press that out, blend that down the nail, and then blend out the edge. But again, you're keeping this very, very thin, okay? If you wanted to create full coverage with your design or with your color, you could pick up a second pearl if you need to, and you can apply that through the whole nail. So you can use it as a colored acrylic for solid coverage, for color fades, ombres, and blends, or however else you want to use that within your nail. Now, again, you're going to see that I am applying that very thin. I still don't have the proper structure because I do want to cap this with my clear acrylic. Like I said, I don't want to build the whole structure out of the glitter, because when you go to file that, if you just had the glitter there and you go to file, you're probably going to end up filing off some of that glitter or the color. So you want to make sure that you're capping this with clear to seal in that glitter so you don't file it off. So I'm going to grab my Speed Clear. And we're basically going to do an overlay just like you would any other enhancement. So we're going to pick up our pearl of our Speed Clear. I'm going to set that right at my cuticle area. I'm going to press that out, encapsulating that glitter all the way. Let that flow down the length of the nail. And then I'm going to blend that forward, capping that design. Now, if you do need to pick up a second pearl, you can go ahead and pick up a second one, maybe a little smaller. Set that at the free edge and then blend back. As long as you have proper structure within the nail, again, you're going to create that structure with the clear rather than the Slickpour. So for our third nail, we're doing a similar technique as to the acrylic, but we're going to be working with our hard gel now. Just like the acrylic, I've already built out a nice thin application of our Synergy hard gel. And again, we just have a thin layer, basically a platform to be working on. Now we're going to take our Flex gel. Flex is our thinnest gel, and when I'm mixing my Slickpours into my gel, I do like to use our thinnest gel because when we add that Slickpour to it, it is going to create a little bit of a thicker consistency. Now, when you're mixing your Slickpour, you want to be careful of your ratio. Now, I'm going to be using Aquatic Blitz, which is another one of our glitter Slickpours. So we're going to open that up, and I'm going to go ahead and give this a quick mix. Sometimes when you are working with the glitter products, they do settle a little bit, so you want to mix up that acrylic and the glitter to make sure that you've got an even amount of both. So we've got our Flex on our tile, and I'm going to take a little scoop of that and add that right on top. Now I'm going to just start by mixing that little bit in there. Now what I mean by you want to keep an eye on your ratio is you don't want to be trying to create a paste. You want to keep this still as a gel. You still want to have it a little bit more self-leveling. So you can kind of see as I just let this sit, it's going to start to self-level a little bit and just kind of flow down. Now I do want to show you. So this would be the proper consistency. You're going to have that solid coverage, but you're still going to have that self-leveling. You're still going to have that flow. Now, if you add too much of your Slickpour, what can happen is, like I said, you can get more of a paste or more of too thick of a consistency. So if you're mixing that and you feel like that glitter and that powder is not absorbing in, or if your product is not self-leveling, if it feels chunky or thick and you can't really move it very easily, I'm going to over-exaggerate this so you can see. But that's going to be too thick to apply. And especially if you're using more of those solid colors, sometimes when you add too much of that color, it may not fully cure all the way. So that's why you do want to be careful on your ratios. So see how on something like this, it's really thick, it's more like a paste. That's going to be too thick for your application. So again, you want to make sure that you're keeping an eye on those ratios. So I'm going to set this, actually what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to add a little bit more of our Flex gel to that, so that way we can thin it out and get it back to a proper consistency. So we'll grab our Flex, take a little scoop of that, and we'll add that back in and thin it out. So if you have too much, if you add too much of the Slickpour, don't worry, you can always thin it back out, bring it to that proper consistency, and you don't have to waste that product. So I'm just smoothing this all together, bringing that back together. So now it does look a little bit more of that thinner consistency, a little bit more smooth and a little bit more self-leveling. So once we have the proper consistency, we have that proper mix, then we can grab our brush. We'll scoop a little bit of that up. And just like we did with the acrylic, we're going to apply it in a thin layer. So again, we're not building up all of the structure with this glitter mix or with this Slickpour mix. We're just using it for color. Again, you could do full coverage, you could use it as designs, you can use it as accents, you can do a glitter fade, however you want to create your designs, but again, you're going to be applying that in a very thin layer. If you need to add a little bit more, you can always grab a little bit more, apply that on there. And I think we'll leave this one as just a glitter fade. And once you've got your product on there, you're going to cure that for at least 30 seconds. Once we have that color and the glitter set into place, now is when I'm going to actually build the rest of the structure. And I'm going to use our clear Sculptor. You could also use the Build Pink, you could use Build, whatever other gel you want to use to build up the rest of that structure, whatever consistency you prefer. So I'm just going to cap all the way through, again, just like we did with our acrylic, capping all the way through all of that color, building up the proper structure all the way through the extension. And then we will do a full cure of 60 seconds to set this top layer. All right, so once you have that top layer and the structure cured out, you're going to go ahead and cleanse the surface, and I'm going to file these and I will show you the final looks. All right, so I've filed out our nails. I applied a coat of our Non-tack Top Coat, cured those out, and you can see how beautiful all of the Slickpour techniques are. So hopefully these 3 techniques will show you how versatile Slickpour really is.